Hello and welcome to the video. Today we are at Fort Frederick State Park in Maryland, and we're trying to have a good time. So the heat is pretty bad here, as well as the bugs situation. As you can see in the camera, they are everywhere. I am on a kind of an island right next to the river. I think it's kind of an island. It's kind of got swamps around, and I think that is what's driving all the bugs. It's also, I think, a low area too, so that's why the heat is pretty bad. I had really liked this place because of the fact that it was a fort that, you know, it was a daily use type thing, but also had the campground. But the campground was definitely in second thought to the main attraction, which is okay. I mean, I think the amenities are not that bad, but I think for what I was looking for, it just didn't fit my criteria. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Overall, there's a large entrance area where there's like an actual office. It actually has air conditioning, which is nice. Some things that you could buy too. They have firewood that they offer there. They have a huge parking lot there. I checked in yesterday and drive through to the fort. You have to drive by the fort, and that looked pretty cool. It opens at 10 o'clock today, so I'm gonna go check that out. And the fort itself is pretty neat. There's a building with some walls around it, and then there's like a little museum type thing that's on the other side, which is cool. And then you kind of keep driving, and then it says that you enter into another park of some kind, and then it says you enter back into the park, which is on the other side. And then there's like a boat launch area or some sort of, oh no, I'm sorry, there's a parking lot for the walking path that goes around the park, which is like on this side and it goes around to the other side. And then you get through a gate, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Now I have seen gates for campgrounds, that's not a crazy thing, but like the way that it was set up was two metal gates that come together with a pin with like a combination code lock at the bottom, which I thought was very interesting. And they wanted us to, and it says, you know, close after every use or whatever, close if you're leaving. So you have to like close the gate up, and it's for like safety and security and stuff like that, which it's like, if it was a really nice place, or if this place is packed all the time, then like I would kind of see it, but I don't know what they're guarding off. It's not anything special. The area that I'm in right now is the youth group campground area, so it's like 4 or 5 spots, I think, and so you could rent this if you're a youth group. This is probably the nicest sites out of them all, and I mean they have their own restrooms here. There's a water access. They have larger picnic tables and larger fire pits, which is nice. So I think this area is pretty neat. It's definitely away from anything besides the, I think, elevation, which equals heat, and the bug situation. I think it's not that bad. And they clearly have stuff, you know, that is around here that can show you where you are, that kind of thing, which is cool. But this would be the nicest campsites that there are. The rest of it is literally a road that you drive down, and on each side are camping spots. And when I checked in, they had said make sure you stay on the gravel area, because right beyond that they're worried about erosion there, because on the other side of that is the river. Oh yeah, and by the way, on the other side of the river is a railroad, train rails. I don't know what do you call the things that are on the ground? Train rails? And so of course there's trains that go by, and they went by all into the afternoon to the night. It's not too late into the night, so I'll give them that. I think it was like maybe 9 o'clock is when the last one went, so that was okay. And all it is just a large, you know, road, or long road that has sites on each side, and there's no hookups, I don't think. I have to double check. I did see campers that are on like 1 or 2, and then there was quite a few spots that were open, and then it was a group of the rest of us that were there, which I don't know why that was. Maybe because the other spots were reserved but nobody came. I don't know. That was kind of weird. But it was maybe like 5 of us and 1 spot between me and the other person. But on the other side, I had somebody there. They were interesting folk. The campground is on the cheaper side. I think it's like, depending on what, see, they have this weird system where it's a weekday or a weekend. There's a different price. And also, if you have a weekend day that you stay overnight, you have to get 2 nights. It's required. I initially was going to stay the 2 nights, but because of just how all this trip is working out, it just doesn't make any sense for me to stay both nights. I should keep moving and go to another spot because I really need a shower, and this place doesn't have any showers. They just have porta potties. And with this heat, the plastic porta potties are just like plastic ovens. They're just super hot in there. There are times of which I would want this type of amenities, but I think this particular case, I'm a no on that. All right, so then we talk about water access. All right, it's hot, like let's go swimming. Well, there is a river down there that's riddled with debris that's on the ground, so it's not really, I mean, you could launch a boat from there and back, but it's a river, and so it's not moving very fast, but it's moving enough where if you were to go any direction, then you're going to have to fight the current to get back up to this point. So I don't know if there's another point down the road where you could, get dropped off and get picked up, or go off and back on. I don't know, but that to me is just kind of odd, I guess. I don't know, but I'll show you this here. So you walk down this path, and then this is the river access. It's one of those things where I'm just not that impressed, I guess. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. Something is just off with that to me. But if that's something that you're interested in, that is an option for you. So yeah, that's the campground area, and that's it. Like, it's just this road, and then at the end of the road there's a little loop at the end of it, and that's where the group campground is, and that's it. That's the end of the show. Like, there's no loops, there's no sections, there's no trees in between any of the campsites. I mean, there's a few that's what I like. I mean, they even look like it's designed that way. There's 4 trees on that side, 2 trees on this side, or 3 trees on that side, 4 trees on there. So there's even trees between these campsites, but there's no trees between those campsites. There's one between me and the next site, but that was it. I think maybe 1 or 2 more that were kind of in there, but nothing foresty, nothing. You're right next to the camp, and I'm just not a big fan of that. And this heat has been bad. I mean, it's 8 o'clock right now, and really, really hot. They don't even open till 10, so I gotta show you that. But that's the campground area. You go through a gate that you close. It has a pin and a lock. You find your spot, 1 through whatever it was, 20 or something like that. They're all right next to each other on a gravel path, and that's it. And then you're supposed to stay 2 nights if you book a weekend, which what I'm mentioning is there was no other people that were there. It was only like, I don't know, maybe 8 campers in total. 2 were on 1 and 2, I think, and then the rest of us were on like 13 through 20 or whatever, on one side, no less. I don't know why I was forced to buy 2 nights. There was no reason to. It's not like anybody else it's not like it's a busy area. Maybe at one point in time they're busy here, but certainly not now. I mean, obviously I'm be gone before the next group of people come, but I can't imagine that. There's not a whole ton of people that are staying there. Yeah, so you have the fort, which I actually haven't been to yet, but I will show you my experience there, and you guys can check it out. other than that, I'm gonna scooch ahead and go on to the next campground because it's just not meeting my needs. I'm not gonna say that it's a bad campground. I can't say that. I've been to worse. It has picnic tables, it has fire rings. You are somewhat secluded from other people. There's no like major things going on other than the train, which happens sometimes. There are bathrooms, which is nice, but I think that just the totality of this place isn't fitting what I'm looking for. So I'm hoping that the next place will be a little bit better. Not a huge fan, but I'm gonna keep moving, see what I can find for y'all. We're looking for those gems, and definitely be reporting on that.